Hello, hello. Very quick introduction here. Barry Pulver, owner of the exceptional brand powered by Exp #1 global agent here with Exp. This is a live recording, or it was a live recording, of the Exp Explain Zoom call from the 15th of September 2021. 45 minutes max is what it is. Upon advertising, I entitled this actually Why You Don't Need Exp, and I truly believe that to be a successful real estate agent. However, here in America, unless you're going to go it alone, and believe me, you think it's lonely at the bottom, it's very lonely at the top too. It's always good to know the opportunities out there when it comes to ownership, growth, expansion, and everything in between. So just take a cup of coffee, take a sit back. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. Oh, you're on mute. There we go. Hold on. Let's get you back. Hold on. Unmute you, Barry.
I was going to give my wife that option, and then I think it's a lost cause, so probably shouldn't. Thank you, Robin. Good morning, everybody. Someone is live in Disney, which really shows the epitome of what we're doing here at EXP, if you ask me. Someone is not. Let you guess who is who. So welcome. This is going to be brief. It's going to be quick. It's going to be thorough. If I get my way, as a oldest millennial here in North Carolina, we'll be through in about 45 minutes. I just wanted today to bring in an absolute sales rock star, one of the leading agents in the market, to pick her brain about two things, fundamentally. Why and what EXP offers as a company, and number two, why she chose it. You know, I don't believe EXP is for everybody. I don't believe you need EXP as an agent. However, depending what you're looking to do and your definition and level of success, I do think you 100% need to know all the options of every brokerage and every company out there here in the US. So, my name is Barry Balbar. I am here in Davidson, North Carolina. The honored to say I'm the #1 global team leader with EXP. I've been here for about 3.5 years. Ms. Robin Mann, do you want to say good morning and a little introduction before we get rocking and rolling?
I would love to. Can you hear me on there?
Perfect.
Well, good morning. Yes, I am live in Disney. Got Mickey over here. So that's a pretty great thing about EXP. You can be anywhere and be working. And actually, I consider this a work day, so don't yell at me for not taking vacation. But I've been with EXP 2 years, and actually it'll be 2 years in December, and was with KW for 6 years, or yeah, 6 years. I did Remax for 3 weeks. So I know when I know. I do about 20 million a year, and all from social media, networking, not paid advertising. And EXP has been a life changer for me. So it's a vision that I had not caught. It took me a while to see it. So yeah, I've been in almost 2 years and excited. I'll tell you more about why I'm so excited about everything as we go.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And I love honesty. You know, everything is the best thing in the world. Social media, everyone is super successful. Everybody's the best agent in the world. But let's be honest, they're not. We're not. So we just, if nothing else, Robin, I love you on a personal level. So I'm going to say, let's just be honest and transparent about all the tools, all the systems, how it's impacted your business, how you use them. And let's just speak black and white. That good with you? And we'll rock and roll?
Let's do it.
Excellent. Thank you, partner. So let's start here. The Englishman talking about a superhighway. I love it. So in real estate, we are salespeople. We hopefully are focusing heavily on the customer service thing. But if you are not selling, you're really not an agent. You'll pay your dues, you pay everything. However, we're real estate salespeople, we're sales agents. That's the lane one of the EXP superhighway. We give you, and you have the opportunity, firstly from healthcare, which with a 9-month-old and a 4-year-old, signed up to in January, extremely happy to have the opportunity to help healthcare, iBuy program, and all of this. But we give you the tools, we give you the systems, and we give you the structures to be the best salesperson you could be. Caveat to that, if you don't take action and if you don't use the tools, they're not going to get you where you need to be. So it is a bilateral relationship. Lane 2 and lane 3 are fascinating. Lane 2 gives you the opportunity to own or have part ownership and shares and equity in a company that is global and a company that has over 70,000 real estate agents. So, and just one of the ways, and Ms. Robin Mann will expand upon lane 2 and 3 a bit later, but you get the opportunity of stock in a publicly traded company that I mentioned on the NASDAQ by doing your bloody job, which is great, by helping buyers, helping sellers in their everyday needs. And lane 3, which is something that I absolutely never joined EXP for, is the opportunity to grow, the opportunity to outgrow your ego, the opportunity to outgrow your office and your market. You know, little old me in Davidson, North Carolina now has a global real estate organization and revenue share team in 7, 8, 9, soon to be 10 countries around the world. An opportunity not for everybody, but at the right time, when you want to do things maybe differently, when you want to see a bigger opportunity, that's something that happens, much like what happens in our everyday life. Let's be honest. As a kid in London, I tell the story, but every Friday night, my sister and I would walk to the local Blockbuster video store, which, believe it or not, Robin, is not even there anymore, right? We would go there. I think it was a Disney, long before Pixar. Again,
I love Blockbuster. It was one of my favorite places.
There you go. Thank you. So I'm super old at this point, but we'd go there every Friday. It was great. Can you imagine now with a 9-month-old with a 4-year-old? Dad, I want to watch something. Okay, here you go. Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu. Instantaneous gratification, which is a little bit worrying, but it gives us control. It gives flexibility. It gives us the opportunity to finally have power. Think about buying something as well. Again, I'm in kind of nappy and diaper mode, but if I want to buy something, I don't need to go to a Walmart. I discovered the Target app back in December, which is phenomenal. But right now in a big city here, I buy something, within 2 hours, it'll be on my front doorstep. That's amazing. No gas, no petrol used, no traffic jams, no standing behind people, no mask needed to be in a store. I literally, with my phone, could control something. Now, real estate, by the same token, you think of this in hotels, Airbnbs, VRBO. Think of this with taxis as well, with Uber and everything in between. Everything is always evolving and adapting. Whereas real estate, let's be honest, has been the same in the 1940s towards when the internet came along and changed the game. You can have a multiple listing system. You could do things digitally. Now you can show homes virtually, but you still do the same thing. You have a real estate license, you hang it up somewhere, you get a commission split, 100% or 50%, and the value is in that brand. Well, no, EXP came along and said, listen, we need to change the way things are done. There's been some very successful models. Let's take the good parts, but let's give agents the opportunity of ownership. Let's give the agents the opportunity to use the virtual world anywhere in the world. If they're 50,000 feet in the sky, or if they're at their office, they don't need to drive anywhere anymore. Not saying that's not integrative, and that's a large part of our culture, is meeting with people in person, and that's what we do by day. But when you need support, why drive to an office 30 minutes away when I can get instantaneous support? What about an opportunity to do things differently? Let's give back to the agent. What about real estate? If the client wasn't the brokerage's customer, what if the agent was the customer of the brokerage? Wow, that's something, isn't it? It's very different from what Zillow is saying. So give the agent autonomy, give the agent power, and my personal favorite thing in this industry, personal branding. Let's not make it about this agent with whatever company. Let's make it about the agent, and let's make the EXP secondary. Isn't that interesting? Innovation's always happening in life. We're going to change the way, or EXP gives you the opportunity to change the way that you, and I mean you and your personal brand, run your real estate team. So there's a difference between a brokerage and a franchise. The opportunity here to grow, to scale anywhere in the world outside of your market. Get real-time support right now with over 700 full-time agents, which you can go into the virtual world and get that help 11 hours a day, and now even on Saturdays. So 6 days a week, you get help there and then. Scalability, teamwork, my goodness. You know, we tell clients all the time, and tell me if I'm wrong, Robin, when they're looking to own a home and they're renting right now, saying it's the American dream, people. You want to own a home, you want to own the land, own the home, apart from eminent domain, you know, you want to own what you have. Well, when we're a brokerage, unless you own that franchise, you really don't have that. And to write a check to own a franchise is very, very expensive. So that's where teamwork, that's where culture, that's where collaboration comes in. It's very different. As someone who owns some rental homes, you know, you have your good renters, you have your bad renters, but there's a difference between ownership and a difference between renting. When you have the ability now to collaborate with the top agents around the world, and that's who does the flipping training as well. It's not just Joe Smo who sells 3 homes a year and wants to get paid $30,000 a year as a trainer. It's people, the top 5% of 70,000 agents who are doing the training with real-time support, with live training of over 70, 80 hours a week right now, and the ability, again, to go into your office from anywhere, from where I am here, from Disney World. You can go into your office, and if you've got a closing that's taking place virtually, you can make sure you can go into the accounting department, go into your transaction department in your state, and make sure that you're still going to get that check. Whether you're in Disney World shaking hands with Mickey Mouse, or whether you're here at the office in Davidson, North Carolina. International footprint. Again, when I joined EXP, I was a fairly new agent. I said no to EXP 6, 7 years ago as a brand new agent, and that's why I say you don't need EXP. Am I thankful I said no? Yes. Would I have a lot more money in terms of shares and stock of the company? Yes, but I believe it is integrative and it's imperative who you partner with here at EXP as well, which we'll get to that in the latter stages. But as when I joined EXP only 3.5 years ago, so to be 70,000 agents now is mind blowing. But we were an American company who had a small presence in Canada. Being the #1 agent to expand EXP outside of the North American shores, we now have an international footprint like no other. All these countries, this is actually old, and there'll be another country which we'll be expanding to this year, more countries next year. And when you get the ability to learn from fellow agents in different languages all around the world, there's a difference between, and again, I hate to keep harping on about training, but when you're learning from one agent in your market, that's great. You could be in a fantastic market. What about learning from a top agent in London? What about learning from a top agent in Rome, Melbourne, all these places around the world? And furthermore, when you have ownership and tangibility of shares and stock in a company that's growing internationally all the time. I'm no expert. I own most shares in most real estate companies, but where do you think when this company continues to expand, and that's only from the real estate side, EXPI, which is the ticker for our company on the NASDAQ, also owns many different companies, but when they continue to expand internationally, how do you think the share and stock is going to do with that is the question. Last thing, as I'm on a roll, then I want to leave you with the wonderful Robin Mann, who is going to speak to you about how she, again, 20 million plus a year in sales is a lot more than what I'm doing right now. So you've got to listen to someone who's using the tools, using the system to the best of her ability and how it is either helping or hindering her business. Now, when we're talking about the world, it looks gimmicky. It is gimmicky, to be fair. It's about a 5-minute learning curve. There are still offices here all throughout America and throughout the world, depending on what your structure and setup is. But you get the opportunity now to learn from anywhere. How about just getting the audio on your phone? How about going into the world and sitting down in your avatar? Doesn't matter if you're wearing a shirt, doesn't matter if you're not wearing any clothes. You're getting the same level of training, the same level of education. And again, when we learn about icon agents, these are the people who are doing the training. I think learning is a huge fundamental of life, let alone business. I think arguably just as important, who you're learning from and who you're getting that advice from is very important. I love conceptualization and learning about ideas, but I'm not sure to learn about an idea who's someone who's taken that and is using that to sell $50 million worth of home a year. That's who does the training here at EXP. Miss Robin, can you please take it over from here and speak from your own personal experience, please?
I would love to. I do have a quick question though, back there on the international scene. How many of those countries have you personally opened?
A couple. A couple. Again, I'm just an agent, Robin. You know, the cool thing about EXP is we all have the exact same opportunity. Right. From the owner and founder of the company, Glenn, to a good friend of mine, the CEO, Jason, to me, to you, to anyone else on this call, we all have the exact same opportunity. So one or two, but again, it's all part of the team, and we're doing this together. Thank you for asking.
Yes, well, and I point that out to everyone just so that they can know. Like, it kind of seems ambiguous when you think, oh, I'm going to go open Uruguay or Peru. Well, you can do that. Like, there is the potential within EXP, if that's a passion of yours, is to go globally, well, then there is an opportunity there. So I met Juan Alvarez, who's he's really part of the huge growth going into different countries. He helped start India, and I sat and talked with him for hours over at an event, and mind-blowing, the man's knowledge. So anywho, great job on opening places around the world. Okay, so the dashboard. So this to me is the crux. So the dashboard, kind of, you think about like your car, or you think about a cockpit. These are all the things that are on your dashboard. So we have exprealty.com, we have investor relations, press releases. Extend a Hand is our charitable organizations, and we have a big day coming up. October 6th is a day where you get to go out and be a community partner and help folks. And then we do have a preferred partners list if you choose to go onto there and utilize some of the relationships that we've had. But the dashboard is also where you're going to find keys to your business. So let's break it down in there. I think, let me see if I am controlling berries. Yay. All right, let's make sure I didn't skip one. Okay, good. Perfect. Let's see if it goes back. I'm busting this like, oh, there we go. Okay, so this right here, these are the systems that drive your business. SkySlope is basically keeps you out of real estate jail. So paperwork is not my strength. This is paperwork for dummies. It's a beautiful thing. So basically what this is, you do a transaction, and then you have you have a red box or a green box. When you upload papers, you get the green box once they approve it. So basically red light, green light, but basically you have all of your needs in front of you for what you need to know that you're doing your transaction correctly. And then the bonus is when you want to get paid, you get paid. So that's a beautiful thing. Also within SkySlope, you can look at, you can use DigiSign, which a lot of people use for signing documents. And this program alone, people pay money for. Now, KV Core, that's your big dollars right there. So if you were going to open your own brokerage and you wanted a top-notch CRM, customer retention management, something like that. If you wanted a top-notch, you could do KV Core. It's going to be about $600 a month. Now, in our fees, and you're $85 a month, then you're going to get KV Core. What this is, this program alone will bring you leads. I've been in the business 7 years. I did receive one lead from my former brokerage. It was a $60,000 land lead. But KV Core, if you set this up and there's a agent success plan, you go in and set it up. Alexis Hughes, one of our people on our family tree, she does training where you can set it up. So you go in here and it is customer touches for dummies. Once again, you just use the system and it works for you. So you go into KV Core and you set up, Barry Pulver wants a 3-2 in Huntersville for under 300,000. He goes in, he starts looking. All of a sudden, Barry Pulver starts looking at the 500s. And instead of me being clueless to that, I go in, I'll get notifications. I can go in and see what Barry's doing. And, but hey, Barry, you just jumped from 3 to 5. What's going on? And he goes, oh, well, I got some money. So it makes you knowledgeable about your clients. The other thing it does, I like to use KV Core for just keeping in touch with my people, like drip campaigns or text. Like you can set it up to text your clients happy October, like once a month. You could just say happy October. And that way you're staying in touch with your people. So beautiful system. I used to use a different system that was very archaic. And this actually does what I was doing in a very beautiful, succinct, top-notch way. So KV Core is phenomenal. All right, so workplace. Workplace is mind-blowing. What workplace is? Facebook, Facebook. This workplace is the same thing as Facebook, but for EXP only. So let's say you have a referral in another state that you want to go to. Instead of going to these big pages on Facebook, all these realtors from wherever doing whatever, you can go to Workplace and put a referral out there for an EXP person. Now you say, why do I care if it goes to another EXP person? Well, we own this business together. We own EXP. So obviously, if I give Barry a lead up in Mooresville, instead of giving it to some other friend that I went to real estate school that's not with EXP yet, we don't know why she's not, but she's not. So we give it to Barry and he wins. Well, then EXP wins because the money's going to EXP and we're all growing EXP for one another and for financial success for one another. So the other thing about EXP, other than just referrals, it's excellent. Like if you want to go in, like there's a Latin America group, there's a Black group, there's a LGBTQIA group. So there's if you want to learn more about KV Core group. So it is just overloaded with information and ways to connect with one another. And it's everybody from newbies to veteran agents that are producing gazillions to, if you want a team group, if you want anything, it's in there. And if it's not there, you create it. So workplaces, you will learn so much. I tell all of my people in my downline, at least go in there once a day. Just read something because you will learn. There's tips from everything from listing a house to getting leads to helping buyers to writing a good offer. I mean, pretty much everything you can need is in Workplace. Okay. So Exp Marketing, again, another one of my favorite things. So if you are not tech savvy, which makes me laugh because people kind of get scared of EXP sometimes because they think, oh, we're all tech and I don't do tech and I can't do that. Well, we make tech easy. So it's not that you need to be a techie. It's that you need to have some basic brain hand coordinating. And if you do, then you can go into Exp Marketing. Everything is set up already in terms of there are listing flyers, there are brochures. You can do an open house flyer in a heartbeat. What I love, I went actually into the world, which we haven't talked about yet, and did a live training class on marketing. The guy goes into the marketing center and he says he needs a buyer on this particular street, or he needs a listing on this particular street. He has a buyer that wants to be there. So he goes into the marketing center, dives down deep, because you can get down to a specific address, specific street, dives down deep into that street, creates a postcard for that street. Like all this is happening live in the class, and then hits a button, boom, the postcard is created and it is sent. So the marketing process there and the capabilities are endless. All right, so this is what everybody wants to know about, the money. All right, so agent commissions and splits, no desk fees, royalty fees, or franchise fees. Woo, everybody celebrate. If you don't know what a cap is, well, then congratulations, you just made yourself some money, because some brokerages don't have a cap. We have a cap. And the bonus in a cap is that at some point, you're going to stop giving the company money. You're going to get 100% commission after you reach your cap. So we are an 80-20 split, meaning if you get a $10,000 paycheck, $8,000 goes to you, $2,000 goes to EXP. Okay. Once you do that, what is it? $2.5 million or so would equal that $16,000 cap. So once you cap, you're at 100%. So this year I capped in 4 months. That means for the next 8 months, I'm doing 100% commission. Okay.
Hey,
now,
Robin,
yes.
just to chime in there as well, as someone that doesn't really charge, I charge a minimum of 3%. So just for anyone that charges 3% commission, I think the literal number is like $2.67 million worth of volume would get you capped at EXP.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it all depends on price point and your percentage. You're correct. So after that, you earn 100% for the rest of the year, for your anniversary year. So like I started in January, so every January I re-up. Now, once you cap, there is a $250 transaction fee, and that goes only until you pay in $5,000. Then you're what's called an icon. So I just iconed in August. Whoop, whoop. 2 years in, have iconed both years. And so basically from now until January, I am getting paid to be at EXP. That's the way my brain views it. So I'm icon. So it's a beautiful thing. You get, we'll talk about icon. Yeah, I think this is the best place to talk about icon. Once you icon, you can get your stock back. Actually, we'll talk about that there. You get stock back. We'll talk about stock in a minute. Okay, startup costs. Everybody wants to know about that as well. You pay $149 to start. It's $85 a month for your cloud brokerage fee. You have a $25 broker review and a $40 risk management. The E&O is per transaction and it caps at $500. So you only pay that to an extent. The broker review fee is per transaction, and these are all just US fees only. And now, if you are a team, all these numbers are different. And if you need to know those numbers, then talk to who brought you to this call, and we will get you the breakdown on those numbers. This is for a solo agent. Okay. Okay, here's where we get to talk about stocks. So I am not a stock person. When I was told about stock, I was like, doesn't mean anything to me just because I never did do it. Well, now it means a lot to me because you get stock for several different things. When you earn $200 stock on your first transaction, you earn $400 stock when you fully cap, and you earn $400 stock when an agent that you sponsor closes their first transaction. Now, I was with a different brokerage, and I was the top producer 40 out of 48 months when I was with that brokerage. I have a whole 2-ring binder or 3-ring binder full of pieces of paper that say, you got the most listings, you had the most closings, you had the biggest net of this. I have a whole notebook full. It's great. I could probably like wallpaper my wall. Now, what I get here at EXP is stock. So again, I had no clue what that meant, but now I know what that means. When I have a little dashboard, on that dashboard, you can go into your stocks and see how much money you have waiting there. Now there's a 3-year vesting period from each time it's gifted. But the bonus in that is it's like a savings plan, because I will go buy another house, because that's what I like to do. And Wally would yell at me. Wally's my husband. So EXP helps me save. And so it goes over there into my little stock plan, and it just grows and makes Wally happy that we have money laying over there. It's kind of like a 401k, if you choose to use it in that manner. So you have a savings plan, a retirement plan right there waiting for you in stock. And you don't have to be an icon agent to do that. You don't have to be a massive producer. You just have to produce. Okay, icon. I am an icon. I got to be an icon last year, and I just did that again in August. What that means is I've paid my full cap, and I've done 20 transactions or so past that cap. So once you do that, you get your $16,000 back. So you get $8,000 in automatically. Thank you, Michelle. You get $8,000 automatically back in stock. And then you have 2 opportunities to earn the other 4,000. So the beauty in Icon, this was huge to me. This was a huge piece of why I came to KW, or from, I try not to say the company, when I left my other brokerage. I loved this man that taught classes there. He was beautiful. The poor sweet fella had done maybe 2 deals a year, and he shuffled really slow, old fella, but we all loved him. He's a beautiful, sweet man. I don't know that he ever did a whole lot of business, like maybe 2 deals a year, but he taught the how to get a listing class. So that was not a great thing, because he didn't really know how to do that. He was trying to teach, and bless him, but he didn't know what he was doing. All of our classes taught here are taught in the world. And I don't know which slide is the world. I'll have to look at that. But the world is a platform where you can go and take classes. You can go and speak to your broker. I think actually it's coming up. So all of our classes are taught by icon agents. So people who are in production, who are doing, they're walking, what is it? They're walking the talk. They're the ones teaching classes. So you're actually learning from people who are producing. So as part of your icon payback, you can teach classes, or you can do a panel. And so once you fulfill your icon requirement for that, you get an additional $4,000. And then if you go to EXPCon and to Shareholder Summit, which are no brainers because you want to be engaged, you get the other 4,000. So you're going to get the full 16,000 back in stock. Okay, agent equity. I got a little sidetracked because I get really excited about stock, which is hilarious because I never was a stock person. Agent equity. So this is really great if you like making money. So what this is available immediately. Out of every transaction, you can buy stock at a reduced rate. So you can buy stock at a 10% discount, and you can it's only up 5, you can only buy 5% of every transaction. So what that means is, like today, let's say I wanted to go buy stock and I closed a deal. I can go buy the stock at a 10% discount. And if I just wanted to, I can sell it tomorrow for full price. It's not a smart move, but you can do it. And it's available immediately. So this is another way to save money, to get interest or play with the stock market and make bucks. That has been a really excellent scene too. We actually did buy, Wally did let me buy a house out of some of our money there. we bought a house to flip. So it's a very lucrative way to do some savings. And you're promoting our company, or in terms of you're supporting it, not promoting, you're supporting our company by doing that. Gosh, I got long-winded there because I got so excited. Okay, is this one you? Or is this me? Is you?
Well, go for it, Robin. You're doing great. You're on a roll. I don't want to stop someone on a roll, please.
Oh, on a roll. All right. So now this was huge for me. I was doing at my former brokerage, I was doing about 18 million. I brought a couple of people over, and all that was being preached was to be a team leader or to be like corporate. I didn't want to do that. And I didn't want a team. So I didn't want a team because that's not who I am. So this was mind blowing. Like literally, this is what I had been talked to about EXP for 3 years, to the point where I made a video that said, stop contacting me. I don't want to go to EXP. Please stop. And but no one had truly shown me the deal. So this is the deal. This right here is the way out of the hamster wheel. So like right now, I've been in 7 years, and I even at 7 years, like I'm tired. I don't know how some of these people have done it 30 years, but this is the way out right here. It's fully optional. Only I think 5% of the company even does revenue share. If you're not interested in this portion, go to the bathroom, get a drink. We'll come back and I'll be done talking about this. But if you're interested in a way to make passive income, then this is your opportunity. So anybody you bring over, and I would say most everybody could bring over at least the 0 to 4 people. That's called your level ones. Just because you come over and you talk about the fact that you moved, people are going to be attracted to you and want to come over. You don't have to sell this. Nobody's selling this. We are sharing an opportunity, and this is an amazing opportunity. So level ones, you get, so this is the way it works. $10,000 check you just received as a new agent to EXP. So you got a $10,000 check. 8,000 goes to you. 2,000 goes to EXP. Out of EXP's 2,000, I would get up to 3.5% off of that deal because I brought you on. Okay, so if I'm your sponsor, then I get money out of EXP's money. This is a way for EXP to reward their agents for company loyalty and company growth and being excited about it. So it doesn't come out of your money at all. It comes out of EXP's money, and it's straight off the top. One thing I didn't love about my former brokerage was when I brought somebody on from, like I sent one of my really best friends to a team leader down in Georgia. Once I sent that person, I had no more control. Their company had to, or their market center had to help them be successful. Their market center had to be profitable and for me to make money. And so it was just kind of a dud, because if that market center didn't produce, or if that agent wasn't nurtured, then I get nothing. Here I control. I can open up California. I can open up Georgia. I can open up India. I can, anywhere in the world that you have people that you can invite them to EXP and explain to them how wonderful, how great it is for them. And it's a no-brainer. To me, this is a no-brainer because,
Robert,
yes, sir.
can I add something? I think you said India, and it's funny you say that. You never know who knows anybody. So I started a big same red company as a brand new agent, the largest training company in the world. Went to an independent company, 104 steps from my house, opened up a nice luxury office. I was the only agent there. And now, I have guys, I have, as of today, 10 agents in India, from Mumbai to Rajasthan, all over, who I get the ability to help and support and change their lives. Again, a little person in Davidson, North Carolina. Now we have video tutorial series. We have 70 hours of live training, and we get to learn from each other and do something bigger, and I think this all comes into the culture. And also, more to the point, it comes with innovation, right? At the very, very beginning, we need to evolve, we need to change, we need to adapt. Lord, COVID has shown us in the last 18 months, if nothing else, sustainability is different, and we're not guaranteed of tomorrow, and overnight something can happen. Obviously, a couple of days ago on Saturday or Sunday is 20 years since one of the biggest events that ever happened in American history. You don't know what's going to happen. And one of the differences with EXP is that sustainability and that innovation is that, you can have an office if you want one, but we're not going to force you to pay the light bill and the infrastructure on this massive office of 300 agents if you're not going to use it. It's just an opportunity, gives you the opportunity to do something different. Not for most people. Most people, we need to help sell more homes, and as someone who now can say, we've got, my little organization here has over almost 2,000 listings around the world, Our focus is production. Our focus here at EXP is helping people achieve their goals. It's all well and good having an exit plan, like you're saying, Robin, but in fairness, if you don't have the ability to put food on the table now, then an exit plan is going to, unfortunately, is a reason why 70% of agents get out the industry within 18 months, you know. So it's a massive opportunity. Absolutely not for everybody, but you would be amazed. Much like real estate, it's all about your net worth. As your net worth is true, and the ability to scale and grow is just something. So just from my experience, I just wanted to chime in. Thanks, Robin.
No, I love that. Thank you. Yeah, because it's yeah, it's a wonderful opportunity to take advantage of. But like you're saying, you have to produce. Like you can't just bring people on and be like, oh, I have 400 people. Well, that's wonderful, but y'all need to be selling some real estate. So again, level 1 is the 0 to 4, meaning the first 4 people you bring on, you're going to get 3.5% up to $2,800. So you're not making a gazillion bucks after bringing some people on. You have to, you only get $2,800. Okay. But you can unlock 7 levels. So level 2, you're going to get 4% up to $3,200. So each of these people on the screen, like these cool little people, so here's your level 1. So right here, she gets, this is your sponsor. This is you. You're going to get $2,800 for this person maximum. Okay. And the same with all these other level 1s. And the total of all these level 1s is this $16,800. Okay. So that's the maximum you can get on those people. Sorry, my brain was thinking something there and I lost it. So you want people producing. I think that's what my brain was thinking. You can't just bring them on and then not do anything. So part of my deal in bringing people on is, all right, let's figure out how to make you help you make money. All right, level 2s, you're going to get 4% up to $3,200. So these are your level 2s. So you're going to bring them on. They're going to get, you're going to get up to $3,200 on each of these people if they cap. So that's what the deal is they have to cap. Okay, the cool deal about this picture is if these, let's say that this lady brought these 2 people on, she's going to get how much? $2,800 off of these 2 people. But this lady is going to be getting $3,200 off of these 2 people when they cap. Okay. So it's a trail. It's a beautiful trail. So level 3, 2.5%. So they staggered this so that it makes sense monetarily for EXP. People say, oh, that's not a sustainable model. It's fully sustainable if you look at it, because you're not getting, a massive amount of money from each person, and it's not growing each time. It's broken down. There's a mathematical algorithm that makes all this work. So level 3, you're going to get 2.5% up to $2,000. Level 4, 1.5% up to $1,200. Level 5, 1% up to $800. Level 6, 2.5% up to $2,000. And then level 7, 5% up to $4,000. So if you can unlock all 7 levels, you're making some serious bank. I currently have people in 3 levels, and I'm very happy with what that means for my world right now. Barry, you have how many levels?
Doing all right. We're doing all right. You mean first or overall?
No, just how deep are you in terms of your levels?
I think that would be level 7, but by way of level 4. So yeah. So no, thank you, Robin. I mean, it's really good. And if we will stop sharing the screen, I don't know how I'm doing that, because you are fantastic. Oh, it worked, brilliant. Now, so I can see myself now. I haven't seen the chat, so I don't know if there's been any questions. But one thing I wanted to do, Robin, if anyone has any questions, unmute. One of the things I love about doing this once a month, Robin, my answers change. I try and ask every time, because I think we always need to offer some value or something. EXP is not for everybody. Quite frankly, real estate isn't for everybody. I've got one question for you before we get to any questions. One piece of advice today for anyone in real estate. What is your number 1 piece of advice?
To have a good CRM and utilize it. So I feel like my success in real estate is related to follow-up. Like, what are they? 80% of all sales happen after the 8th touch. So if you just hit them 4 times, you lost them. You got to stay on them 8 times until you get the deal, and then you stay with them after that. So having KV Core, the KV Core, you just literally input your notes. I got a text this morning on KV Core that said I need to do this to this person because I had written into KV Core. Yeah, spoke to Barry, follow up because he's ready to buy on September 10th. So boom, or September 15th. So boom, it tells me what to do. So that's my thing. You know what, too, Barry? We did not talk about the world at all. And I wanted to make sure we touch on that.
Yeah, we did touch upon it. I mean, basically, we can actually have a live demo. And the cool thing about the world is that we can actually invite anyone in there as well. But it's basically the opportunity. If you're in on the edge of a volcano, like I said before, if you're 50,000 feet up in the sky, if you're in your office, it's a piece of software. It's large. Download it ahead of time. It's always updated. But it's the ability to go into the world and to get any support you need. Again, I mentioned before, is I believe over 700 full-time staff members now around the world. If you have an issue going on in France, you go into the French world, turn on your French accent and hopefully language, and you get instant support. Here in North Carolina, as an agent, as we are, you go in there and I know I can get my broker in charge instantaneous support because we've got a bunch of them. If I can't get my number one BIC, I get the answer from the BIC level from anybody. Also, from a transaction standpoint, you're saying about the red light, green light system of SkySlope, which I love. We get the ability there to use that. And we can go, hey, I've got a closing tomorrow. Please look through my file, make sure I'm good to go so I can get paid in a couple of days. Yes. If you've got a question, if you've got an issue here with your laptop, or I've got my laptop here, you go into tech support and, much like the Best Buy Geek Squad back in the day, they will remotely get on there and fix it. A question about accounting. One of my favorite things, if you want to go and schedule a chat with the owner and founder of EXP, go into the main office, go to Glenn's office and have a chat. Like, it happens all the time. Transparency, because we're a publicly traded company, is so important. So we have this virtual office. Doesn't matter where in the world you are. You do need an internet connection. Please make it a good one. But you can speak to anybody in the company. You can get any questions answered, and all the training as well. The great thing about Workplace, which I wanted to touch upon more, there is some groups in there, and all of the training, and the top training is live streamed on Workplace on your phone. But more to the point, in the world, you can go in there and access all the training as well. So the world is something which looks very gimmicky, but is something from an agent's day-to-day level will absolutely justifiably change your business. But thank you for your answer going back. I think that's really, really good point. I think we're taught it's all about lead generation, but lead generation is only as powerful as the follow-up. So if you don't know where to get leads, you've got nothing to follow up. But I think the follow-up process is imperative. One thing I just wanted to say, then I'll stop talking, I promise, is for me, it's all about becoming a very famous British estate agents. It's all about being the digital mayor of where you are. I'm here in a tiny town called Davidson, North Carolina. I turned very old on Monday, and just walking around from my office to the coffee shop to the restaurant, people who I'm not connected to on social media saying, hey, happy birthday. What I've done is I've cemented myself, the real estate agent in me, as being the local go-to person. Look to interview local businesses. Look to do it all on video, which is super uncomfortable. I know you don't have to look at yourself as you do it, but you have to put yourself out there, make yourself vulnerable, and make yourself as that local go-to person. If you do that, the leads will follow. And then if you're very systematic about how you do it and use your CRM, the follow-up process is there too. So thank you, Robin.
Yeah. You know what? I was going to say one more thing too, because you touched on it. Culture. EXP's culture to me is like no other that I've seen. When I joined as a 2 years ago, as a $18 million producer, I felt like like I said, I was 40 out of 48 months. I was the top agent of that market center. And I had no one to inspire me, motivate me, support me. I had a few folks that I liked and that I loved that, helped me, but I felt kind of like an island, and I was just there. So here, my very first day, I walked into, and actually we have a brick and mortar office. We didn't talk about Regis a whole lot, but people have Regis, which you can go to. We have a partnership with them, but then some of our agents and brokerages throughout the world have brick and mortar. We have one up in the Valentine area, but I walked into that office, sat down, had a meeting, and then this other agent who I have no affiliation with, I'm not in his downline, nothing. He is a top producing agent, has teams. He sat down with me for an hour and a half and poured into me. David Upchurch poured into me. And I left that meeting going, wow, wow. I just got massive amounts of knowledge and training from this man who has no affiliation to me. And except for that, we're in the same brokerage. And the reason he would do that is because he wants EXP successful. I want EXP successful because we own EXP. So I know a lot of people struggle with the culture. I bled red hard, and I thought for certain there's no way I'll ever leave. And now I wish I had done it sooner. That's the one thing I would say. I wish I had done it sooner, because the everything about it is just excellent.
But let me clarify something, much like what I advertised saying like EXP isn't for everybody. You know, you have to be a self-starter, like in this industry, let alone EXP. You know, you can get the opportunity of all the training from the best, sit down with a local legend and get 90 minutes of the training. But if you don't take that action, it's a waste of time. And you are clearly a person who takes action, and you can see that. So thank you so much.
Right.
And always thank you for this. Anyone have any questions at all? Because we're just going to look at pictures of Disney, Daffy Duck, and everybody otherwise. So if you've got any questions, type them in the chat box. I can finally see the chat box. Otherwise, we will get ready for our next European meeting, won't we, my good lady?
We could all just sit and talk, listen to you all day. I'd love to hear nappies. He's at the age of nappies. I was like, you're talking about diapers, right? Yes. See, nappies for me is like going to sleep.
Keely, come on, help us. Come on.
Hi, good to see everybody.
Hi.
No, that was awesome. You know, I haven't been on here but about 5 minutes, so but I know the two of you very well, and I know you know this model. So does anybody have any questions?
I've got a question while we wait, otherwise we'll just shut it down. Again, I'm all about bringing value to people. So much like I asked Robin, Mrs. Tays, what about you? What's the one thing, as someone who's been in this industry a long time, who has done it to pretty much the highest level, you know, what's the one piece of advice for any real estate agent on this call that you would give right now?
To surround yourself with people that are better than you. Right, to whether they are local or whether they are not in your local market, is to get into an accountability group or a coaching group with people that are better than you, to drive you to that better place. I am involved and connected to people that are better than I am, and I'll need that till the day that I die, just to drive me. So I would say that's the biggest thing I've learned.
Great advice, that really is. Thank you. Well, I'm going to stop recording.